Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. It's so good to see you guys here. Just gonna cheers my morning coffee with you. It is currently like 4:30 a.m. so a little bit earlier than last vlog. So good. So I'm actually on my family medicine inpatient service, and so on the days that I'm on, which is 6 days a week, I'm actually in the hospital more than I'm not, and I've been having about an hour of free time at home. So it's been the most hectic my schedule has ever been, and like the least I've been home, honestly, I think ever. And so it's been a huge schedule adjustment. I'm honestly loving it more than I thought. I'm more of an outpatient person, less of an inpatient person, but I've really been trying to embrace it and love it. So it's super early in the morning. I'm about to get ready for the day. I'm gonna keep you guys posted a little bit before about how the day looks. I'll give you guys my schedule for the day, and then I'm gonna let you guys know kind of how everything went. Looks like we got one patient admitted overnight while I was sleeping, so we're gonna go get updates on them, and then we have some patients who were there yesterday as well. So you're, just monitoring everyone. The sheer quantity of information and newness of, how to run that service as residents has been a huge learning curve. I am, as of now, about a week in. It's Friday, and so my first day was last Saturday, so I'm a week in. It's still a lot, but I'm making so much progress. I feel like it's when you know nothing about how to do it, I feel like you make progress a lot faster when you're just thrown into it. So honestly, it's been good. I'm gonna get dressed real fast, and then I'm gonna give you guys kind of an outline of what the day looks like, and then we're gonna get into it. So thank you guys so much for being here. It's been so fun kind of going through this journey with you. I appreciate everyone's comments on the last vlog that I had. A lot of them were about sleep, and so this is the perfect video to talk about sleep, because of all the rotations, this is probably the one where you're getting the least apart from night shift. So I'll be making a night shift video in the future, so feel free to subscribe if you want more videos like this. Thanks so much for coming along, and I'm gonna give you guys some tips about how I've been sleeping well, and also just what I'm prioritizing when I literally have like an hour of free time at home before going to bed. So anyway, talk to you guys soon. Hello, you guys. Okay, all dressed in my scrubs, ready to go. So I'm gonna head to the hospital, but I wanted to let you guys know kind of how our daily schedule works. So basically, we're the family medicine inpatient service, and so basically it's basically like internal medicine. And so there's patients who are admitted to the hospital. They might, be waiting for a surgery. They might be ACS rule-out, which is basically they had symptoms that sound kind of like they had a heart attack, ruling that out. Patients with all sorts of, respiratory complications. We've been seeing a lot more COVID lately. Yeah, all sorts of things. So basically any patient who needs to be admitted, we take them onto our service. And so I get there around 5:30 because I'm new and I'm trying, I'm learning to be more efficient, and I want to make sure I'm being really thorough because, I am new, and so I want to, really be able to take my time and do what I can to follow everything while I kind of get in the hang of things. So I get in around 5:30. The overnight team, which is one of my co-residents as well as a senior resident, and so they will sign off. So they'll sign off whatever happened overnight, give us updates about, what to expect during the day, kind of histories of the patients that they may have seen. Then we take the patients for the day. So we're there until 6:30 p.m. when we sign out to the night float again. And so after they sign out, we go see our patients. We do pre-rounding before we work with our attending. And then when our attending comes, we need to have all of our notes in typically before we meet with our attending, kind of the progress notes, just from, how we saw the patient that morning, any changes overnight, kind of more acute stuff like that. And then we see our attending, we go around with them. And then after that, we're kind of, on board to kind of do some floor work. So any orders that need to be placed, any things that need to be followed up on, any consults to follow up on, just kind of all things going on like that. Anyone who's going to be discharged, we start to initiate that discharge. And so There's so much going on at all times, and when the list of patients gets big, it's really a lot to manage, and so it's been a huge learning curve, but it's been good. And then when we get to 6:30, yeah, we sign out to the night flow team. Anyway, there's kind of how the workflow goes, what to expect kind of during the day. Obviously, I'm not taking you guys into the hospital. I'm super against that. I think it should be a place of healing and not filming, of course. But I just want to give you guys a little insight into that. And then when I get back and out of the hospital, I'm going to let you guys know, like, okay, I'm done with my crazy long day. I haven't been home. I'm home for an hour, like what I'm prioritizing right now, because if you guys have been following me for a bit, you know I'm really into healthy eating, trying to exercise, moving your body, getting good sleep, like just overall foundations of health and how we can support our health during residency, which is obviously a hectic time. And so during this extra hectic time, I'm gonna let you guys know what I'm really prioritizing right now and how I'm doing that. Just to kind of give you guys hopefully some hope during really crazy schedules. If you are thinking about going into residency, hours like this probably are inevitably going to happen, and so kind of what I have found has been keeping me sane, and honestly I feel pretty healthy during this time. So stay tuned, and I will talk to you guys after this long, hopefully not too crazy, like 13 hours in the hospital, okay? All right, you guys, holy smokes. I ended up being in the hospital for like 14 hours today, hanging out with Miss Jen. Hello, little miss. Hello. I had salmon for dinner, so she's smelling that. But it was such a crazy, as usual, honestly, on inpatient. It was a crazy, but it was a really good day. So as promised, I kind of wanted to let you guys know. Oh, I'm sorry. She got all shy, my little angel. Say hello to everyone. Hello. I'm obsessed with her. Okay, so today started off really strong. It was awesome. We have this one medical student. She's so amazing. She's been with us for the past week on the inpatient service. And this morning it was her last day, and so she's been staying in the area with her grandma, and her grandma baked us coffee cake, like fresh that morning. It was warm when we had it this morning, and it was just the cutest thing ever. It was so freaking sweet. And so we had coffee cake this morning, and I just remember like literally a year ago and being in her situation, this medical student, and just being so nervous. Application season is starting. You're, you know, worrying about what residency program you're going to be going into. You're thinking about interviews and everything, and I just remember overthinking every single interaction I had with, like, you know, the residents. Oh, do they like me? Am I doing enough? Am I doing too much? And like just worrying about everything. It's such a mind game, and you're putting in so much work, but ultimately they're not your patients. You're like, oh my gosh, like, am I needed here? Like, you just almost don't feel needed, but you want to impress. And it's just, anyone who's listening as a medical student right now, I just want to send you all the love and props, and it does get better. And I love working with medical students because, you know, I just really want to be the kind of resident that would have calmed my nerves and eased my anxiety when I was a medical student. And I remember, you know, there's been some really amazing residents when I was a medical student who really poured into me and helped me feel, you know, deserving, and calmed my anxiety and just really supported me. And so it's just so wonderful to be able to give back and to be that for someone else. And she was a rock star. So anyway, that was awesome. So then after that, after our lovely little coffee cake breakfast, I went to go pre-round on my patients today and saw all my patients. And then the last one that I saw, she had an entirely altered mental status from the night before I had seen her. And so it was just immediately in my gut, I'm like, okay, something's off. Like, something's off here. We need to, you know, order something stat. So I ended up ordering some imaging stat, some lab stat, got more people involved, and we ended up, you know, kind of escalating the situation and making sure that we ruled out anything serious that could be happening to this patient. Thankfully, she's good. We were really able to kind of like rule out the more serious things and then start to think about the less serious things. And, you know, it's kind of how the minds need to work when like more acute things happen. And so that was really stressful, and it's those situations where I'm like, wow, like, I'm literally this patient's doctor. Like, we need to start moving now, and I don't know, it was a really good experience. I still feel, you know, that sense of imposter syndrome, but also like, you know, I trust my training and I trust my gut, and I'm so thankful to have like some really good senior residents and attendings who really support our decision making and don't make us feel, you know, weird if we like might overreact a little bit, which they told me in this situation I did not overreact and I did the right thing. So it was just a really good experience. It was really stressful. I didn't need my extra cup of coffee that morning because my cortisol was just so high with the stress of that. And so just seeing a patient, you know, look entirely different the next day was really, really scary. And so I'm really thankful she's doing well now. But that was, you know, this morning. And then later on today, so then we rounded. And then just foods that I eat kind of throughout the day. I have not purchased groceries in like a week now, guys, which has been so nice, and I'm saving a lot of money. But something that I've always been worried about with that is like staying healthy. And so I really prioritize getting like my protein in. So whether that's like fish, if they have it in the cafeteria, protein bars, protein shakes. And then also we have like fruit cups, we have a salad bar. So my goal is really to prioritize getting protein, like lean sources of protein. And then also like nuts, seeds, fruits, vegetables, and thankfully I have a really healthy cafeteria with some really healthy options. So that's kind of what I've been eating throughout the day. And then in the afternoon, after rounding with our attending and everything, you know, we finished up notes, we had some discharges going, and thankfully we didn't have any admits, which is rare. Usually we have like 2 to 3 admits, and most of my afternoons when I've been on long call, we've definitely had a lot of admits, and we're kind of really busy the whole afternoon. So we didn't have any admits, and that allowed me the opportunity to go kind of see my patients again and check in on them. And so it was so wonderful not to kind of be in a time crunch. Like for those of you guys who know, like, you know, in the morning when you're rounding, you're kind of like, okay, we're gonna round with the attending soon, I'm gonna be presenting to the attending, I have to have, you know, my notes ready and everything and the orders placed. But then when you're in the afternoon and if you don't have any admits, you can go see the patients and just be a little bit more relaxed and spend time with them and just really form those relationships and just be there to answer their questions. And it's so nice. And I had some really, really wonderful just interactions with my patients this afternoon, talking with their family members, talking with them. One patient who was being discharged was just so grateful for the care I was able to offer her, and she literally, my goal with her, she had so many different kind of comorbidities, I guess, going on, like a really complicated past medical history. And she was just so thankful that I took the time to really listen to her. And that was what she kept saying. She was like, thank you so much for listening to me. Like, I felt so seen and you really helped me. And it almost brought tears to my eyes hearing that. It literally means so much. And so it's just, this is a really rewarding career, and it was a really good day. It was a really long day though, and I am just getting back now around like 7:30. I do live a bit farther from the hospital because my husband and I kind of live in between both of our separate residency sites. But it was a really good day, just like some gems throughout the day, and it was awesome. So that's kind of how my day looked today. I'm energized from all the good things that happened, and then, you know, telling you guys, I get all excited about it. But I also want to kind of wind down because I have to get up at 4 a.m. tomorrow. And so that kind of brings me to, you know, how am I sleeping during this rotation? Clearly, it's been a long day. I've been in the hospital for a while, and I had a decent commute back home. So it's 7:30 now. Is it 7:30? No, it's 8. It's already 8, you guys, and I go to bed at 9. So I am such an optimist, and I'm the kind of person who tends to be a little bit late because I'm like, oh, I have time to do all this before I leave and all that kind of stuff. And in the same way, I totally set goals during inpatient. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have an hour at home. I'm going to, you know, get 20 minutes of yoga, and then I'm gonna hang out with Matt and have time to do breathing exercises and relax. And you guys, that is not realistic for my situation right now. And so on my long call days like today, I literally have an hour at home, and it's just not realistic for me to go from a pretty busy, stressful day in the hospital as an intern to, like, you know, trying to get a workout in, cramming that in. Like, I'm already cramming so much into my day. So after a couple days on, you know, this rotation, this is day 7 of my rotation. So after the first couple of days, I was like, you know what, this is just not reasonable. And I have not been doing my like workouts that I had planned on my long days. And I don't feel bad about it at all, you guys. I am prioritizing sleep. I've been getting 6 to 7 hours of sleep every night. And I've been getting good sleep. I take magnesium glycinate before bed, which helps me sleep so well after a stressful day, kind of just like winding down. And I have this routine where I make Tulsi tea. It's so good, and that also kind of, I feel like that really triggers to my brain. It's kind of a signal like, okay, here's my warm, cozy drink. I look forward to it every night. And it's just a great way to sit down with my tea, talk with Matt. I'm about to go on the porch with him now and just kind of make that and just talk about our days and just connect, because we miss each other so much during this time because he's so busy with residency, I'm so busy, and so it's a really sacred time for us just to spend time together and reconnect, because we literally have like an hour together during the week. So that's kind of what I've been prioritizing. Sleep is so critical. We need sleep to, you know, clean our brains and literally reset our brains from the day. And I, you know, kind of been telling myself like all my brain's going through, like my brain works so hard throughout the day as an intern on the inpatient service. Like deep sleep, we literally are like detoxifying and flushing our brain of all the metabolic byproducts of the day. And so deep sleep is so critical for that, and I need to prioritize that. Deep sleep is also when you're producing growth hormone, which is, you know, building those muscles, strengthening those muscles. It's building bones, it's helping to burn fat. Growth hormone is so critical. So that's the time for when your body's producing growth hormone, and then you need your REM sleep, you know, for kind of like emotional regulation and memory consolidation. So sleep is just so critical. It honestly, I feel like all the other pillars of health really stem from that. If you get a good night's sleep, like odds are you're gonna have a healthier day. Also, if you don't get enough sleep, your cortisol's higher, just naturally. You're more insulin resistant, so your blood sugar can spike more, and you tend to crave more unhealthy foods. So that's kind of like, you know, that's kind of my goal for this crazy rotation, is just prioritizing sleep. And once I have that, you know, I'm able to make healthier choices and feel better and make better decisions for my patients. And I honestly like don't feel that exhausted, which is wild for how much I've been working. So I hope that's helpful. I really do miss working out, but I get home and I'm not like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to work out. Like I'm like, wow, I'm ready to just like hang out with Matt and relax and get ready for the new day and take advantage of this hour that I have. So that's kind of where I've been at with, you know, my health goals. Getting good sleep and eating healthy have been huge, and because I've been prioritizing that, I really do feel mentally sharp and energized, a lot more than I thought I would. So anyway, that's just kind of where I've been at. I know you guys, you know, I was kind of updating you guys on my last vlog about how, you know, I'm really trying to prioritize my health during residency, and so those are kind of my goals during my inpatient rotation. And so it's been great. I have another long call tomorrow, so tomorrow's Saturday. I'm a little disoriented being in the hospital for most of the week, but yeah, I'll be in the hospital on Saturday for long call, and then I have Sunday off. So I'm so excited on Sunday. I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna go swim some laps in the pool and just have a slow day, and I'm so excited for that. So anyway, that's just kind of a day in the life. Wanted to give you guys a little summary about what my day looked like, some beautiful moments from my day, and I'm really loving residency so much. Family medicine is freaking amazing, and I love, you know, everyone I'm working with. I love my patients. I'm just really, really thankful for this life and just living this dream that I've had for so long. So thank you guys so much for joining along. I hope, you know, it gives a little bit of an insight into kind of how I'm prioritizing my health, how valuable sleep is, how it's good to have grace with ourselves during, you know, busy periods of life. And yeah, I don't know, I just hope this is helpful. If you guys have any questions, I wanted to make sure I really addressed sleep because of you guys' questions on the last vlog. So I hope that, you know, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Like, I'll get back to you guys. This is such a fun community, and it's so cool to see it grow. So I'll be making probably another vlog. Usually I do vlog and then recipe every other week, but with this inpatient rotation, it's probably gonna be vlogs just because I'm not cooking much and I don't have much time to like write out my recipes and all that. Those take a little bit more time. And so anyway, yeah, speaking of time, I'm about to go spend a little bit of time with Matt and then go to sleep. So that's gonna be it for now. I'm gonna sign out with you guys. Ginny is currently on the floor right next to me and Matt's on the porch. So we're just gonna hang out, kind of debrief on the day. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. I will see you next week with just another life update, kind of another day in the life. I'm gonna try and mix it up a little bit. A hurricane's coming, so I honestly might get locked in the hospital this week and kind of doing that service. So we'll see what we get into. I'll keep you guys posted. Actually, I think it's a tropical storm right now, but it's supposed to be pretty serious. So we'll see what we get into. I'll keep you guys posted. Thanks so much for joining on this journey, and I will talk to you then.